I'm going to tell you some deep, dark, dirty secrets of the plant industry. Hi, it's Lena. So we're at this nursery today, and we're going to go to a couple more nurseries. In the video, I'm going to talk about a deep, dark, dirty secret of buying plants, no matter who you're buying it from, and a solution to that problem, and what I'm actually choosing to buy now, and figuring out prices, who has the most expensive, who has the cheapest, and who has the best quality. I don't know, because it's hard to price plants. Everywhere you go, every town, every city, every state I've been in, the same plant in the same comparable size is wildly different in price, and online it's exactly the same. So I have a little strategy. I don't know if it'll work yet. I hope to find out, if you guys have advice or things that are working better for you to kind of figure out a strategy for getting the best possible price on plants that are in good shape and are as rare or exotic as you're looking for. I would rather buy one in person instead of having to pay to ship plants like that online, because they go a great distance. There's always a chance something bad will happen to it, and even if you could get your money back, even if you could get another cutting, it's just, if you go in person and buy a plant, you get to inspect it before you buy it, and you get to just drive home with it. That's way simpler. I'm hoping the pricing is, comparison wise, more sensible than ordering my plants online, even though it makes more sense for super rare plants to do that. So I'm going to make a couple of videos probably on this subject as I do my research, like I always do. We are going to a private, locally owned garden center and nursery today, and we're going to do a little bit of price comparisons between big box stores and private nurseries, and we're going to do a little bit of checking what kind of quality we can find in these two different places, and we're going to go look at some succulents and cacti. The nursery we just went to, a lot of the plants were in questionable condition, but the prices were equivalent to other places where the plants are not in questionable condition. They had some interesting plants. They even had a few rare plants, but even the rare plants that were like $140 were they just weren't in good shape. So I am not going to spend $140 on anything, no matter how unusual or special it is, if I have to nurse it back to health when I get it home. because that's just ridiculous. Anyway, we're gonna go to a big box store now and see what they've got and compare some of the prices there. Pretty. This is so neat. I love him. It's like a rainbow of fruit flavors. Not real. Plastic? Fake kokedama, still pretty. Flaming sword. Oh my god, this is so flippin' cute. It's so cute. It's so little. That is a good price. So I'm going to tell you some dark and dirty secrets about the plant world and trying to be careful of accidentally bringing home pests. It does not matter where you buy from. It does not matter what store, if it's a chain. It is likely you'll bring home pests. So always separate your new babies and isolate them from your current babies and treat them before you introduce them to the rest of your plant collection. I like buying plant groupings like this because it's more economical. Even if I don't need them all grouped together or have another project in mind, having this many in one pot is cheaper than buying each one separately. What's the price on you? No price. Ooh, I love this guy. So I pre-treat every single plant that I bring into my home. It's not one particular store or anything, but the majority of the plants you're going to buy in retail locations are from just a handful of mass growers, and they have bug problems. There's no way around it. Bugs exist, pests are on things. The best bet you have is buying from an individual, like at a plant swap, because these are grown in a smaller scale. People usually are growing them in their home or a small greenhouse at their home, and it's much easier for them to control pests than it is for these massive farms that supply all over the country. And here is an example of a big box store that has beautiful plants that are very, very healthy, but they have some pests. So always, always, always pre-treat your plants when you buy new plant babies, and then isolate them for at least 2 weeks. And I usually treat mine twice before I introduce them to the rest of my babies. So you have another option, and that is buying your plants locally at locally owned plant stores, because those people are being specific and choosy. They're not ordering hundreds or thousands of plants to sell like in big box stores or large scale nurseries. They're taking more time and more tender care of those plants. They're more aware of those plants. They'll tell you what name most of the plants are, whereas if you go to a lot of these other stores, it'll say succulent, but you have no clue what kind of succulent, because it's in a big box store or a large scale garden center. I mean, if you look at the tags, it will just say what kind of plant it is, but you'll never know what specific thing is unless you grab your phone and take a look on an app, and sometimes those apps are unreliable and you still can't find out which exact plant you're looking at. The other cool thing about small stores or individuals is they will know. And you can even take a picture of something you're trying to identify. If you can't find it on the apps on your phone, which happens to me all the time, even though I use them, and just looking at a picture, a lot of times they'll know or they'll help find out. And it's also good to support local businesses. I'm just saying. You're more likely to find plants that are more special, rare, or unusual because the people who own these stores are plant people, and that is what they do and that is what they specialize in. So a couple of other little pieces of advice. If there's a particular plant you are looking for or wanting, and you're going online to see what it costs, use things like OfferUp, eBay, even Etsy, those kinds of places, because a lot of times you can communicate with the person who runs it directly and you can ask them if you don't see what you're looking for. Sometimes you can even negotiate the price. You can't do that at box stores, but at small shops or nurseries, sometimes you can negotiate and they're willing to work with you. And if you don't live near a big city, so you can't get to plant swaps and things like that, you can contact a lot of small shops, and some of them will ship, most of them won't, but you can contact them and say, hey, do you have any of these things that I'm looking for, instead of driving all the way to the nearest city or the nearest shop and not finding what you're looking for. Luckily, I live in a big city, and there are a lot of plant swaps literally every single month, and they're really fun to go to. A lot of them are even in breweries, so if you want a good beer while you're shopping, you can do that. And you can sometimes negotiate at those places too. But do remember, when it's an individual at plant shops or even online, sometimes they can't afford to reduce the cost of what you're looking for. And that's because their overhead is a lot higher than a box store that orders them and expects to have them for a short period of time. And when you are shopping, especially if you're going to a big box store or a commercially owned garden center, look out for clickbait plants. I mean, plastic flowers and cacti. Listen, they're plastic, they're not blooms, and they poked a hole in your plant. Come on, man. Anyway, I hope you guys had fun with the video today. As far as pest control, check out my other videos about pest control to get some good advice. When I stopped working at the greenhouse, I had learned so much that I wanted to share it. So the first thing I did is I made a video about pest control with all the information that I had gained from working in the industry. So I hope you guys had fun with the video. Have fun gardening. See you in the next video. Bye.